Hey, welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. I'm Julie Davison, and this is my mama, Susan LaCroix.
Hello.
We're so excited that you're joining us this week for Sunday Stamping with Susan Julie. This is our weekly video series where we share projects using the same product. Actually, like today, we're using different products, but we're using celebration products today. That's our theme. So every Sunday you can tune in and see our take on the projects or products that we're sharing. And we do this every Sunday at noon Central Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So if this is your first time, leave a comment, say, hey, we're so excited that you're joining us, and we hope that you'll subscribe to our channels and come back every week. Hey, Mom, how are you doing this week?
Hey, Julie, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. It's been a crazy busy week, but every week seems to be that way, but it's been a good week. Let's see. Oh, product share. My sign up ends tomorrow. No, it ends today. Today's the 15th. Yes. So it ends on the 15th. So by maybe 9 o'clock Eastern time, if you're interested in signing up for the product share, let me know. And I'd be happy to put one together for you.
It has been a busy week here too. Speaking of product shares, I am just like up to my eyeballs in ribbon and getting everything sorted. I've already got my first round out and working on getting the second round in the mail in the first couple days of the new week. I think always catalog releases are just a little bit crazy, and the catalog's been out for 2 weeks now, and the response has been overwhelming. Everyone is just so excited and loving all the new stuff. So, oh my goodness. And you just had a party over the weekend.
I did. And I was just thinking a couple comments that I heard. So it's like, oh man, this is a good one. Oh man, we need to have another party. So they've scheduled another party for September. There's just so many celebration things they all want. And so they need to spread it out a little bit. So towards the end of September, they're going to come back with another one of their group in as the hostess. And they brought a newbie with them who had never stamped one little bit. And she caught on like fire, and she was just loving it. She just couldn't get enough of Magenta Madness, of all things.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it really, she said, I just love this color. And she even changed up one of the projects a little bit the way she wanted it. I was like, holy cow.
Wow.
I said, that's a future avid stamper.
Yes, I love stamping with new stampers.
I do too.
Just the joy, like the newness of like discovering paper crafting for the first time is just so much fun, like to see it through their eyes. And what a perfect time for new stampers to start stamping, because it's celebration. This is the first time that they've done celebration like a second time during the year. Usually it's just January and February, and in the past March, but this year this is take 2 of celebration. So it just started August 3rd and it's going until September 30th. So there's still plenty of time to order, plenty of time to host a party or join as a demonstrator and get the freebies. So today we're focused on celebration products. So Mom and I each picked a celebration product to highlight and focus on, so you can see how amazing they are. And you can get the products that we're showing today, you can get them free with a $50 order. So you can shop in our online store and get those. And there are 3, I think we mentioned this last time, and I just want to mention it again. So all of the gifts that we are sharing today, well, with the exception of one of them is one of these limited time things. So they're available through the end of celebration, but especially these 3 items, there are 3 in particular that may sell out sooner, that are while supplies last. So that is the Be Dazzling glitter paper. That's like the very first thing in the celebration brochure. The sheep dies that I'm going to share today. And then also, what are the other dies called? The shaded summer dies.
Yeah.
Summer shadow dies. They coordinate with the shaded summer stamp sets.
Yeah.
Tricky.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that one was, because boy, I haven't ordered that one yet.
Yes. So if you are thinking about any of those, then make sure that you get your order in right away. Make sure you're choosing those first, so that you don't miss out on those. I mean, the dies in particular, yeah, those are when they're, I don't know, have we had dies as part of Sale-a-Bration before? Yes, we have.
Yes,
but those
we have.
are always trickier because the dies are done overseas. And so like when they run out, like the lead time on them is just, it's too long to try to get them in before the end of the Sale-a-Bration. And then specialty papers like the Bedazzling paper. The other papers are produced domestically here in the United States. So they can order and get more in with less lead time. So all right, are we ready to just jump in?
I think we better.
All right, let me turn on your desktop.
All right, let me slide this out of the way. All right, so I am going to use Penguin Place. And so this is the bundle. This little stamp set has, some really cute penguins and all, eyes and cheeks and beaks and all kinds of stuff and feet and some great sayings. And it comes with a punch. So this is a punch bundle. But
and this is in the mini catalog, right?
This is in the mini catalog. Let me pull this out really quickly. I'm going to move this off to the side because Penguin Place is on page 33. So the bundle price is $31.50. And if you bump that up to $50 to get the Sale-a-Bration item on page on page 4 and 5, primarily 4, is the Penguin Playmates designer series paper, which coordinates with the bundle. And so that's what we're going to see today. I'm going to do a few things with that, and so it'll be a lot of fun.
I love this paper. It's so cute. Do you have the pieces to show us each pattern?
I do. That's next on my list. So let me pull those out of my bin.
I was just looking at the Sale-a-Bration bundle list. You can get the Penguin Place bundle free when you join as a demonstrator. That's one of the 12 bundles that you can choose for free. So
yes, you absolutely can. So here's this cute paper. So the back side of this, sideways, is some trees. And then we have these guys. They're all in different poses with different color backgrounds and different color scarves. This has this misty moonlight striped diagonal, which is so cute. And that, why I didn't check to make sure these worked upside down. So this little guy has got some smaller images. And the back side of that are these great little snowflakes. Love it, love it, love it. And then they're working on a snowman. And then there's some of these cute polka dots that have all the colors in there. So there's Just Jade, there's Fresh Freesia, there's Soft Seafoam, Misty Moonlight. I'm trying to remember all the other colors. And then there's this guy. And this little guy, you can punch out with the punch.
Love that.
Isn't that fun? I love it when they do that. I really do. I'm a big fan of that. I've been doing that a lot lately using designer series paper. This is the background, the Just Jade background that goes with that. That might be what that one card needs. Okay. Thinking out loud. So there's this guy. I love this. He's like jumping for joy. And the background of that is this really pretty striped. So that's the designer series paper. There isn't a bad side to this paper. I like all of them. All right, so let's put that aside and get to today's project. And I brought out my Give It a Whirl dies. So this is what comes. This is a kind of a standalone die set. And it looks somewhat intimidating, doesn't it? But it's really not that difficult. I have a little.
Now this is an annual catalog, right?
This is in the annual catalog. Yep.
I got this one and I haven't opened it yet. I am intimidated very much.
Well, maybe I can ease your angst about it a little bit. So here, these are kind of some basic pieces. Oh, I got a little paper in here. There. And the reason I wanted to get the holes out to show you is that this is really the key. And so you'll notice that other pieces have that hole, and that's, you line up the holes. And that's what gives you, and I'll show you on the cardstock. And then there's some different shapes that you can use. This card I'm using today was a circle. For your birthday, Jules, I believed I used this little wedge.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a rectangle, and they all have those little holes. So you'll see it when I show you the what I've die cut out already in preparation for this. But then you've got some other pieces. You've got clouds, you've got stars, you've got hearts. Oh, there's a heart shape too. You've got little arrows that kind of emboss on there. Some other little hearts. So lots of opportunity to make all kinds of different cards. So I'm going to put these away for now. I've used them. I kind of did some prep work on there. So our card base is going to be just Jade. I got stuff on here. So this is what I die cut out, and I lined up. Let me show you what I did. So this lines up here like so. And then I took the circle and then I lined it up with that and ran it through. I ran it through.
You can die cut those at the same time?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did the bigger white piece, and then I went back through and I die cut out my circle.
Oh, I see. And you lined up the holes when you die cut the circle.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And you can place your window anywhere you want. It's totally up to you.
As long as the holes line up?
The holes, as long as you line up those holes, you're good to go.
Okay.
Okay. So then I die cut out, and normally I've been using cardstock, but I wanted to try using some designer series paper with this piece. And this is the one that looks like a peace sign.
Yes.
Takes me back a few decades. But this will then line up with the hole here. And then that gives us our spinny thing.
Awesome.
I'm just going to lay this on here. So again, I know it looks very intimidating because there's a lot of these little pieces, but it really isn't that bad. Are you going to make mistakes? Probably. You just, okay, let's do it again. So that is kind of how I used these dies.
There's a lot of pieces in that die set.
There is. There's 21 to be exact.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. All right. I've got stuff on here.
Did you put that on your label?
I did. So
that's really smart. So you can count and make sure you've got all the pieces.
Exactly why. Yes, exactly. So I have a label maker. And so when I get dies, I put them on these magnetic sheets, and I have a sleeve for each one. And then on like this one, normally I only have to use one sheet. But what I'll do is when I put them in the sleeve is I'll put them back to back. But this is always up, so I know. And then I can always count the dies to make sure I haven't lost any.
I like that. That's smart.
Well, I'm getting older, so. All right, so we are going to fold our card base. A handy dandy bone folder. And I have some other pieces that I got die cut. So this little scallop frame is also one of the dies. So I did that. And I just cut another piece of this designer series paper, and I took some of the images from the I have another one. Where did it go?
So cute.
Where did it go? Oh, there it is. The polar bear. I'm only using 3, but I kind of wanted to play around with different images. I also went ahead and did the greeting. And so I went ahead and stamped it. Season's greetings to the coolest friend ever. Does that go on this card? Wait a minute. Yes. So we have our greeting already stamped. All right. And measurements will be in our description too. So I didn't write them down today. So the first thing we want to do is we want to kind of put our spinner together and line this up. Now, in the annual catalog are round and square brads. And so these are really ideal to kind of hook this together. And because of this frame, I'm looking for, and I should have pulled it out before. I want the small white one. So here it is. All right. So there's black and white, there's square and round, there's little and big. So it just depends on what you're doing with those. So we're going to put those back here. And like I said, we're going to line up our holes. I forgot what I was lining up. All right.
Are there different sections on the wheel so you know where to put the?
Well, if you are stamping, and yes, so that's a good question. So let me just put this in here, and I don't want this real tight. So I do want it kind of loose because I want the wheel to be able to move. So let's pull out the dies again real quick to answer your question, because that's really a good question. So if you are using, for example, let me clear some of this out of the way. If you are using the wedge, and I would, if you're just starting out, I would use the wedge. You're still going to want to do this. But what you can do is you can take a pencil, and I would just do like the inner lines of the wedge. And then you can stamp your image so you'll know where your boundaries are to stamp your image.
That's smart.
And so that will help, but that'll kind of help you kind of get things all together. Same thing with any of these other ones. If you want to make sure you're staying within the boundaries, you can just put your paper kind of underneath here and then just kind of draw where the circles are so you can stamp. Okay, that's a good question, Jay. Thanks. Any other questions? Did I answer it okay?
Oh yeah, no, that was perfect. Since I haven't used this yet, I feel like I'm like hanging on your every word.
Oh, oh dear.
No, you're doing great. I'm feeling inspired. Like I need to go get these dies out and give this a whirl. Pun intended.
Give it a whirl. Oh, you're so okay, so before I put my little faces or my little guys in here, I want to turn this over, and you can just use all dimensionals if you want. I watched Sarah Douglas's video on this, and so I'm gonna kind of show you what she showed. So I'm using our adhesive strips. I've been using these a lot lately, so I'm gonna have to buy some more. So I'm just gonna put, you want to be a little bit careful. I'm gonna put 2 strips on the bottom. You don't want to get a strip along the top too much because you want to make sure your spinner will spin. Mm-hmm. So I actually, I think she did put a strip along the top, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to put a couple strips here. But I'm going to use a couple dimensionals in the upper corners. Because you want to make sure the top is anchored, but you don't want it too tight.
Yeah.
So let me just put a couple up in the corner. Call this good. Do my little thumbnail trick from Denver. Pull up these guys. Come on, there we go. All right. This out of the way. And then center this on here. So it'll spin.
Awesome.
Okay.
That
so
seems too easy.
It really is. So now let's see, let's take our little bear, and I die cut these using this die where this is the one I used here. I also used it to die cut out my little figures from the DSP. So we're going to, and it just fits right in there. So I'll get out my favorite liquid glue and stick a little bit. You don't need a lot. You don't want it squishing. Oops, not upside down, we don't. And just kind of pop them in there because I want them nice and flat so he'll spin. Oh, come on. Come on. Well, hello. What are we stuck to? There we go. Spin them around to the next one. Let's put our little penguin guy in here. Oh, that's why I use liquid glue. I could twist it a little bit. There we go. And then we are going to get under there. Spin around to our next section. Let's put our snowman in there. We'll save you for another project. Actually, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Okay. I will use the fox, but not like how you're thinking. All right. So let me get my snowman face in here. There we go. So now we have our 3 little friends in our little spinner windows.
So cute.
Isn't that cute? All right. And I also cut a piece of our glittery ribbon for this card. So this piece, I want to say this is 3 5/8. And again, I'm going to put the measurements in there because I didn't want to cover up the stitched image there. So I'm going to leave, I think maybe just a wee bit of white showing on the bottom, just because I can. All right. Then to do our little frame, and I should have done this ahead of time, I'm going to just use some of our mini dimensionals, and these kind of barely fit on here, but I'm just going to put like 4. I'm trying to avoid interfering with the mechanics of the card. So I didn't want it too tight, and I've got to deal with that little brad sticking up too. So I couldn't just do it flat because I'd have a bump at the bottom of the frame.
So will the frame cover the brad?
Yep.
Oh.
It will.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't always have to have your brad showing. That sounds nasty. Huh?
I know. Watch out, you got a little brad showing there.
Oh, my brad is, or my dimensional is sticking out. Should have cut them in half. Okay, so I'm going to avoid putting a dimensional where the brad is, and to just put my frame on.
Oh, I love the way that frames it. It's so pretty.
Yeah, yeah. And then so we have our greeting, and I went back through and I cut out a little fox.
Aw.
I think he's going to kind of join us over here, and I'm also going to put a piece of this just for a little glimmer there. So I'm going to break out my and when I'm putting on like this sheer ribbon like this, what I've done is I've just put a little bit of seal, not even going to the edges, and then just laying my ribbon down. I may have to do a little trimming, and then I'm going to just stick our greeting over that a little bit. Season's greetings to the coolest friend ever.
Aw.
Isn't that sweet? I'm going to pop up our little fox. Remember Fox and Friends? This fox reminds me of that. We had a whole suite around that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And the fox builder punch.
Yes. And the paper.
I was thinking we need a stamp set for all these playmates, these penguin playmates, the polar bear and the fox.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about the fox stamp set that we did have.
Oh, go back down here. So here is, oh no, it's not. I have one more little thing because you know I gotta do something. I brought out our in color gems, which I absolutely adore. What do you think, Julie? the Jade ones or the fresh freesia?
I was thinking freesia, but
Freesia? Okay.
I don't know. The dark green, where are you going to put him? Down by the fox?
No, actually, I was going to put them up here.
Oh, yeah, I
You
think
think it
freesia.
should be down by the fox?
If you put him down by the fox, I would use the darker green. Since you already have so much freesia on the paper.
I do. You know what? I'm just going to stick with this because I already have this out, right? I'm going to put one guy here and I'm going to put a bigger guy up here. There's really no wrong. Just so you know, you guys can put your gems wherever you like them. Well, come on. And maybe I'll stick one here. All right. So here it is.
Oh, cute. Oh my gosh. I gotta just use these dies.
You do.
You make it look so easy.
Well, it isn't difficult. Again, you know, it's a lot of it's trial and error.
Yeah.
And this might spin a little easier if I use regular cardstock instead of designer series paper, but I really wanted the little in-between stuff to have something showing. And so I just brought that into it. So anyway, so there is that card. Let me show you a couple other projects that I made or I'm in the process of making. So I stamped and punched him out. And I stamped the little presents in the little gift bag, and I stamped his feet on here and his beaks. And I just took I can't even remember which color. I think Blushing Bride, and just did a couple little circles to give him some cheeks. And then I just stamped Coastal Cabana snowflakes on a piece of white to put behind it. And then the greeting says, "Be cool, be chill, be merry," with a little reindeer.
Those reindeer antlers. Oh my gosh.
Cute.
It is the cutest.
So I didn't put any bling on this. I don't know that it needs any. I suppose I could throw some rhinestones or something in here. I might. I have to bling it up somehow. Anyway, so that's what I did. And this one is a work in progress because I don't think I'm quite done with it. But this polar bear, I think of glaciers and where they are. So I used our diorama dies and die cut out of the front of the card.
I love that.
And so I just put it on the white, a white insert. And then I need to do something around here, but this just makes me laugh. I like you a lot. It's like a little, except a lot. So anyway, and then I debated about which polar bear, because there's a large one. He's wearing a Misty Moonlight scarf, but this is like he's sitting on the glacier.
Yeah, it's so cute.
So that was the purpose of this. Anyway, so I think I need to do a few little other things. I don't know. What do you think, Jules? What does it need?
I like it. I think I would make it a landscape shape so that like.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that would even out the spacing issue a little. Yeah. I don't know. I love it though. I love the idea of those diorama dies with the polar bear to make the little iceberg. Like that's so stinking cute.
Yeah, I have to play some more. But anyway, I wanted to at least share my thought on this card. So I didn't quite get it the way I wanted it. So Julie, I think are you kind of all ready? You got your stuff all set?
I am. Yeah, I actually have some more penguin cards too. I'm going to share to start with.
Yes, but please do.
I think, do you have one more that you want to?
I do. So after last week's video, last week Julie had said, if you have any thoughts or ideas or things that you want us to show, put it in comments and we'll see what we can do. So when we were talking about it afterwards, she said, yeah, we got people want Halloween and they want the sheep. So I thought, okay, this is really silly. How about a Halloween sheep card? So I brought out cute Halloween and I did a sheep and put a skull mask on them and did some of the jack-o'-lanterns. I even made a little treat bag and put some of the stars and trick or treat. I mean, it's not the best, and it was in a hurry. And I die cut some out of the fences out of there, put some mossy meadow green. Anyway, so this is my sheep and Halloween card. So I'm going to leave
You're
that
so
there for now.
funny.
So Julie, I'm going to toss to you and you can share more of some of the penguin stuff before you move on to your projects.
Yeah, I've got some really great penguin swaps to share with you. I don't know that I've used the penguin a whole lot myself yet. I do have one card I think that I made, but the Halloween sheep were reminding me of a card I just saw on Stampin' Up's Facebook page where they did Christmas sheep and then they cut the party hat out with red and then used a little white candy, like peppermint acrylic shape to make like a little Santa hat. It was super cute. I'm going to have to make like a Halloween penguin now. That's going to be my challenge. My challenge for next time. Okay, I just love this cute little paper. And a lot of these cards are fussy cutting the designer paper for the focal images. So lots of different ways that you can use the paper. Loving the colors. Diana Gibbs made this card. Here's one where they just used a panel of the paper and it kind of flips up. This one is by Susan Campfield. This one is stamped, just having the designer paper here on the bottom. Cute. This one is by Barb Mulliken. Love this one. I want to join
your swap group, Julie.
What's that?
I want to join that swap group. Those are so cute.
Some of these are advisory board swaps, and some of them are from a different one-for-one group that I'm doing. So this one is by Celine Kempton, and she did that little like cardstock piece in the front, and then like the whole piece of designer paper, so you can see the front, and then you can see the other side on the inside. I love doing that, like a little peekaboo, so you can show off both sides of the designer paper. Here's a cute one by Sandy Carlson, and she used the rectangular postage stamp punch and highlighted some of the designer paper. I just love these. These are all like the backside. I love these B-side patterns because I think they're really versatile and you can use them for so much. Here's the one card that I have made. This is kind of a like a Z fold or an M fold. I glued down the front piece there, but I hand cut the polar bear from the front and put him on the tag for this happy birthday card. And then we've got this one. How clever is this? This is by Karen Titus. And she paired up this family of penguins with the sentiment, congratulations on your growing family. Isn't that cute?
That's adorable.
I just love that. And then one more with the little trio of friends. Season's greetings. This one is by Mary McCormick. I think you've got this one too. She's was part of our team swap. Okay, so today I'm going to share some projects with the new Counting Sheep stamp set. So this is in the Sale-a-Bration brochure, and there are two different items. There's the stamp set, and then there's the coordinating dies, and both of them you can get for free with a $50 order. So if you want to get them both, then you would place a $100 order, and you could get them both for free. Now, the sheep dies are one of the ones that I said is a limited like quantity. So if you're placing one order in August and one order in September and you want to get them both, start with the sheep dies now, and then you can get the stamp set later. But the dies are limited quantity, so they may run out, and the stamp set will be guaranteed through the end of Sale-a-Bration. I love the cute little images here. We've had a thing for cute critters in Sale-a-Bration. So this is sort of the latest in that series. We've got 3 different sheep and they're all kind of doing different things, standing and prancing and dancing. And then the coordinating dies are super cute too. There's the dies, of course, to cut out the images, including the party hat, and then some detailed die cuts for the clouds, a fence, and then the banner, balloon, and little sunshine. So I've used a lot of these pieces on the card that I'm going to share with you today. And so let's get right to that. I loved this idea of using the fences, and it reminded me of like a bridge card. So that is what we're making today. If you've made a bridge card, then this might seem familiar, but I thought it was kind of perfect to go with a sheep. So the card base is 4 1/4 inches by 8 1/4, and I've scored it at 1 3/8 inch, 2 3/4 inches, 5 1/2, and 6 7/8 inch. And I will include all the measurements in the video description, as will Mom, so that you can capture these to remake this at home. So for this card, you're going to fold on those score lines and kind of bring them in. So it's like a gatefold. And it seems like a really small card, but it folds flat like this in the envelope. So the finished size that folds flat is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it'll fit perfectly in your envelope. But we're going to do some decorating before we're ready for that. Now, then the next two pieces you need, there's actually going to be two of the top size. So 2 1/2 inches by 4 inches. I used white and Pool Party, and the white is going to be for the back right here. And then the Pool Party is going to be for the front in the center. And then to go along the bottom, I've got a piece of Just Jade that is 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. And that is going to like be the bridge piece that that holds this card sort of together. So when it's finished, it's going to hold together like this, and it kind of has like a little diorama effect. We have like a scene that's sort of sunk down. So that is going to be this Pool Party piece here. And so I've die cut and stamped a lot of pieces ahead of time so that I wouldn't have to do all that with you guys. But let's see. I'll start with this background piece. So this is going to go in the middle. And for this one, I've got the die cut clouds. So I'm going to add those with Stampin' Dimensionals. And I think for these clouds, you're going to want like the little mini dimensionals. They fit on there really perfectly.
You know, Julie, we both use Just Jade.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we need to coordinate a little bit. I don't know.
That is so funny. No, I love that we come up with the same, like, we didn't even show the same products this time.
No, we didn't. And we didn't even get together during the week to say, hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's what you're doing.
We really didn't. That's too funny. I love that we're connected like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so for the front, I'm going to have the sentiment, "You're amazing." So that's going to go like in the middle here. And then while I've got the stamps out, I'm going to stamp the back. This is where you're going to write. It says, "I'm so glad it's your birthday." And then I want to add, I forgot to get a scrap. I want to add a little sheep. So I'm going to do that dancing guy just kind of in the corner so that there's room still to write. And I'm going to do a little bit of coloring for him. I like, for this sheep, I like using the ivory Stampin' Blends to color his face. This is one, oh gosh, I hope it's still in the catalog. There's, I think it's paired up, isn't it, with the ivory and bronze?
With the bronze, yeah.
So you can get those two, like kind of like skin tone, I guess. And then I've got the smoky slate for the hooves. So that's going to be for the back side. So I'll go ahead and glue that down. And then this is for the front. Okay, now for the fence part, I've got a Just Jade cardstock, and I'm going to stamp some grass to make it look like a field.
Cute.
And I will add the fence over it. And I want my fence to stick up like a little bit. So I'm going to use liquid glue.
Come to the dark side.
Well, I want to be very controlled, and this is kind of a little die cut. So I think it's hard to use the other adhesive here. So 2 of the fences are like perfect to go across a 5 1/2 inch card. Look, I said that. Is this not 5 1/2 inches? It is not. Okay.
Oh.
I thought when I was putting it up to the card earlier, I thought something's not right. It seems short to me. Oh goodness. All right, hang on. I'm going to just cut another piece here. So we need it to be, I gave you the right measurement. Mine was just not the right size. So it should be 1.5 by, or 1.25 by 5.5. This is the right size. Okay, sorry about that.
You're doing what I usually do, Jay.
I must have cut from a scrap that wasn't the right size. When I made my sample earlier, I cut them at the same time. So I didn't think to measure and make sure that it was the same. No worries. Okay, let's, do you think is that glue still sticky? I'm gonna add just a little more.
I add just a titch anyway.
Okay, so I was starting to say that 2 die cut fences will go across a 5.5-inch card front perfectly.
Nice. Very nice.
That was my heads up that it wasn't 5.5 inches because it didn't cover it perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay, so then this is going to go across the front. And it seems like, because like it does give you that sort of diorama, it seems like you wouldn't be able to put it in a card, but it does fold flat like that. And so when you're putting on the bridge piece, you want to put it together so that it will fold flat and you don't have any kind of weird gaps. So I'm going to put the tear and tape adhesive on the ends of the bridge piece. And then we're going to put it on while the card is flat so that we don't have any weird spacing and then it doesn't fold flat.
Just think accordion card. You kind of have to do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm starting on the left side and I'm going to line it up with the bottom and then just smooth it out so that it's lined up on the right side. And then when it comes up, you've got that
nice
diorama kind of look. Okay, I've got some other sheet that are die cut. I stamped and cut them. Like I said, I was trying to use as many pieces as I could from this set. I guess you need to be careful about not putting these too high. This one is going to go over here. And then this one is going to be kind of like jumping. And I thought it would be really fun to use a wobbler. I keep forgetting about these little action wobbles. So I got these on Amazon. It says Hampton Art is the brand. Action wobbles. This was a package of 48, but I think they do have smaller packages. So I've got one that's open here. I'm going to take one of these out. And I love the motion that it adds to the card, but look at how flat it folds. So you can add like spring without creating too much bulk when you mail your card. So I'm going to add this onto the back of the sheet. And it has like little paper, like it already has the adhesive on it. So they're so easy to use. So I just peel that off and I'm going to put it on the back end of the sheet and then peel off the back side. And add that to the card.
How cute. Oh my gosh. I think my big polar bear needs that. That's sitting on the ice.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's a good idea. Ding, ding, ding. Isn't that fun?
That is adorable.
You're amazing. And then on the back side, it says, so glad it's your birthday. Let me show you some more cards using the sheep. I did create a swap card with the sheep. I did this one. Let me take it out of the cello so you can see, because this is sort of just like a little mini Z fold. Like not a lot, just a little bit. It says, so glad it's your birthday on the inside. And I used the grass. I don't know if you can see it. I used the grass as just sort of like, you know, like extra flair or burst around the sentiments.
Nice.
And then here are some other cards I've gotten. This one is by Jody Reinert. And I love this Coastal Cabana with the Granny Apple Green. I think it's just so bright and fun. Here's one by Teresa Tucker. And she incorporated the basic border dies for the clouds up there. This one is by Margot Richardson. And I love how she used the cloud die cuts as like grass or bushes down here at the bottom. So I thought that was a clever way to use that die. And she's got a nice blended background there. Here's one by Tracy Jacobs with the die cut balloon. And then one more, this one is by Mary McNeely, and she did a nice job with all the different die cuts. These sheep are really having a party. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you can get the sheep stamp set Counting Sheep and the sheep dies when you place an order that's $50 or more during Sale-a-Bration, and also the Penguin Playmates. So let's switch back to our face cameras, Mom. Are you ready to hold up your card again?
I am.
Okay, replace spotlights. Oh my gosh, seriously, that card is just so stinking cute.
Yeah, this really turned out well. I really like how it came together. And then of course we have our silly sheep Halloween card.
He's kind of creepy. He's kind of creepy with this skull. Like,
yeah, I didn't want to put a pumpkin on him. I wanted to do, you know, I don't know. Sheep skull? I don't know.
You're so silly. I love it. Oh my gosh, this was fun. I'm glad that we kind of highlighted some of the Sale-a-Bration products. I feel like I've been focusing a lot on the mini catalog, but the Sale-a-Bration stuff, really you only have 2 months to get it, and 2 weeks are already over. So now just 6 weeks left to take advantage of all the Sale-a-Bration goodies, whether it's the host stamp set or the joint offer or the free gifts when you shop. So make sure to get your orders in and take advantage of Sale-a-Bration. We've got just 6 weeks left. All right, do you have an idea for next week?
Not yet.
Maybe we should do proper Halloween. Should we do some Halloween cards next? And I'll figure out a Halloween penguin.
We could, unless we see something in comments that somebody really wants us to focus on or show.
There you go. So make sure to leave a comment if you have some ideas of products and projects that you would like to see us share during a future Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Mom. Well, I think we got to wrap it up. I've got so much to get done today. It is a busy weekend, but I'm so glad that we had an opportunity to share and stamp together. I always look forward to this every week, and I'm so glad that we finally started doing this.
Yeah. All right. So I will talk to you during the week, I'm sure, as we kind of connect and get some things organized. So in the meantime, hug those grandkids for me.
Okay. Well, you have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.
You as well.
And hey, everybody, you have a good week too. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye. Love you.
Bye.